it again with a brand new stream and a brand new review. With me, as always, it is Dylan of the Last Week in Wrestling podcast. Dylan, how are you doing, sir?
I am good, man. I am good. How are you?
I'm all right. Raw was a significant improvement.
Yeah.
Um, but before we get
Hello.
There he
this here as
is.
well.
What's going on?
All right. Um, if anybody bothers me, I'll just basically nicely tell them to piss off.
Well, if you're gonna say that to somebody, how did you feel about Raw?
Okay. I I was intrigued by Raw.
Hmm.
Um, I think overall I liked it. It wasn't like too crazy, but it was nice.
I felt like I
I
enjoyed it.
I kind of don't remember the order entirely. I just remember.
Oh, it's all good. I got notes. I got
Okay,
notes.
good. So I know we opened up with Bloodline and then
Yes.
Judgment Day.
Yeah, this was
Um,
like a huge highlight where Paul Heyman set up like a one night only deal with the Bloodline and the Judgment Day being like, we'll take care of your shit, you take care of our shit, and then, we'll be friends. And I thought it was pretty sick. But I know, Wolf,
I
you said in
did
the chat.
like that the fact that they showed like Finn not like too happy, and it was clear that because of the whole uh what's it called feud that Balor had with Roman.
Hmm.
Yes.
So it kind of gave a sense of realism.
Yeah,
But
no, I saw that before we got on here where it was like a close up where Damien was handshaking Paul and then Balor was like, "The fuck you doing, buddy?"
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh
um, but yeah, the opening segment was actually nice. I did like it, and I I like it. Just Paul Heyman was really good, just as always. Um,
yeah.
and then like in the middle of it, we have we like close up on that stare down between Rhea and Solo.
Yeah, that one. That I'm excited. That I really
And
wish
like
we'd
even
work
Paul
on.
was like uncomfortable, and he's like, Solo switch with Jay. Solo switches with Jay, and then Rhea switches with Finn. And Paul's
And
just like terrified that
Paul's like, "You good?" And he's like, "For now."
honestly, I feel like I would not be surprised if they just decided, yeah, let's just give them Solo and Rhea fighting.
Yeah, that would be like a an intergender match between
Yeah,
Solo and Rhea.
I actually think Solo could definitely be one of those people that,
That would just like mess up Rhea no matter what.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, like even, and I think Rhea could even, what's it called? Even Rhea could like safely like take on Solo.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah,
So after that, we had Rey Mysterio go on against Solo in an
Hmm.
impressive match. I don't
yeah.
remember much from it.
It was a decent match, but I think I missed the ending where I
Uh,
believe from what I heard the Usos tried to
yeah, the
interfere,
Usos came out, and then
and
the
then LWO,
LWO came out and beat
they
up the
just
Usos.
fought it off. Ray lost though.
Yeah, Solo beat Ray anyway, despite
Yeah,
LWO being there, and
yeah,
yeah, it gives a Hall of Famer under Solo's list of victims.
yep,
So I
Yep.
mean, good for him. I mean, like we've said multiple times in these reviews, Solo Sokoa is looking like that legitimate threat. Where he's going to be pushed to the moon pretty damn soon, I think.
Yeah, and he's honestly been so impressive. I'm like legit reading posts like online on like Facebook, like people speculating that Solo is going to be the one to dethrone Roman.
And you know
Oh,
what? I would have no problem with that.
yeah. I wouldn't either. I know like at least one of my friends would probably be annoyed because they probably just think he's like mini Roman or something. It's like they kind of are sick of like the entire Samoan family, and I'm like, I would probably just tell him, yeah, but like Solo's new. He's like the young guy.
Yeah, he's like the
Yeah,
fresh blood.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's time for a change, for sure. With this whole championship reign of terror that Roman and the whole Samoan family has been on. We've seen it now with the Usos, dropping the belts to Sammy and Kevin. And yeah, it's not been that long that they've been champion, but I'm enjoying their new fresh faces as champion, and I hope that it lasts a little bit before they, evidently or eventually really drop the belts to whoever the next tag team WWE wants to push to. But
Yeah.
Roman giving it to Solo, if that's really something that's on the table, I think that's kind of silly. I would rather just keep it then. I'd rather Solo win it back from somebody that's not in the family. If it was, Riddle, Drew, Sheamus, Gunther,
Cody.
somebody else, then go
Yeah,
ahead.
Solo
Let
beating
Solo
Cody would
then
be great.
yeah, then let Solo really
I
get a
would,
nice reign of
yeah, I
terror
would, I
before.
would honestly first give Solo, uh, before going for the world title, before doing all that. Let someone else deal with Roman. Most likely Cody. Like if Cody deals with Roman, um, I would say after the whole dethroning and like new change, I would say a Solo go for the Intercontinental Championship. Unless
Yeah,
he's
let's
drafted to
have
Raw,
if you're
then
gonna have two members of the family fight, let's have Jay do it first.
yeah,
And then let's evidently have
maybe
Solo
like
rise up and have
Solo
Solo.
helps Jay or like turns on Roman first and encourages Jay to fight.
Or Solo
But what would
walks out
make
on them
Solo
both.
at that point turn though? Like that's my next question is like if that's what something we could like if I mean I like the idea, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like if let's say we're gonna have Jay dethrone Roman at SummerSlam, if that was something that is still in the actual picture of an opportunity and everything, and it's not Cody, it's not Gunther or somebody this year, then if Jay is the one that dethrones them, is it really Solo that's going to help? And if so, what are we how are we getting there is my
Uh,
question. Is it going to be how Roman has treated Jay and Jimmy throughout this whole reign? And then eventually Solo's just going to be like, you know what, fuck you. Like, you betrayed Jimmy and Jay, you banished them from the island of relevancy. You have, smited them of everything that their family has given us and whatnot. And now I'm going to, because I'm more blood to them than I am to you, Roman. I'm going to
Yeah.
now follow you instead. And if that's something that we could see actually be worked out, then okay, cool. But then again, you know,
um,
what where then what's the point of then taking it off Roman if it's going to be Jay that's holding the belt? Where's then Gunther's opportunity come in? How do we
Yeah.
factor in Cody now? Does this continue on with the bloodline story going into WrestleMania 40? And if so, how? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like
Yeah.
questions then, because like if we're just going to
Well,
drop the belt
yeah.
to other
Torg has
Samoan players,
been
then
Yeah, no,
what's the
Torque.
point?
No, 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 no. This is a this is a
Torg.
live stream. You
Yes,
can We acknowledge you. Thank you.
Yes,
But
thank you. Sorry, we're just
sorry for not looking at the comments. But when we get in these conversations, we just focus on each other. But to answer your question, Dylan, on how Solo can really benefit,
Right.
or how he would turn, sorry, is when he debuted on NXT, I think he said like he was abandoned as a child and he really had to
Mhm.
like fend for himself.
Mhm.
He can really pull that, like, you know, like, I can handle myself. I don't need to be ordered, told what to do. Like, there could be a
Right, and
stance
that's
like where Sammy and Roman were.
mhm.
Well, Sammy and Jay were, I'm sorry, where
Right.
he's like he gets ordered a shit ton and then Solo's like, "Okay, fuck you, I'm out." Um so
Yeah. I don't.
if
I don't.
like yeah, Motor,
Go
I
ahead.
don't think Solo would turn,
Yeah, I don't. I don't. I agree with Motor as
I
well. I
don't
but
don't
if
think
think
he
he would.
Solo
were,
would turn.
yeah, but if he
I,
were, then that would be my reasoning, but yeah, it's going to be Jay
Yeah,
yeah.
out of
no,
all of them.
Jay for
I
sure
think
is the
like
one turning.
eventually like maybe to the buildup of Jay versus Roman again, we could see Solo like ultimately help Jay.
Hmm,
Um
it could be possible.
because uh
2025, that'd be a huge
It's a
reach.
long time
that's a
That'd be a
for
long
Solo then to
very
time.
long
turn.
That
time.
is a long time. Solo
I mean, if
does
you could
not
listen, if
need
you could build
Roman
the
that
story
long.
for it, great, cool. But like again, when that inevitable turn happens, what is it? Like I was saying before, how do we get then to Solo finally being the last staple of the bloodline to leaving Roman alone on the island of relevancy? And mind you, is this
Yeah.
now where Roman has a belt, both belts, no belts? Is Roman on this vacation at this point? And then he just shows up with Paul Heyman? Like, there's a lot of it factors that could happen. But I mean, going just for what we have been seeing for this year, Jay for
Yeah.
sure is turning. And at one point, I don't know. Clearly, it's something that I think we're building to for SummerSlam. And that feels like a good spot for Jay to be like, you know what? Fuck them. I'm done. Like Willie, we've talked about it a lot where Roman has had the Usos come in and help him retain. Same with Solo. But when the Usos were out there defending their tag team, Solo nor Roman has came to their defense to help them retain their championships.
Yeah.
So now the fact that the Usos have no belts, and like we've seen this past Friday with the Tribal Chiefs getting annoyed with them,
With the two of you.
Paul pointing at Sammy and Kevin throwing us off, but really he's
He's
been looking
looking.
at the Usos this whole time, which is
Jimmy
something
will
that's
turn?
it.
No.
Yeah, but like
Jim,
that's what I'm saying. Like Jimmy is
Jimmy will probably
Jimmy.
turn like after Jay.
That's that
yeah,
next
Jimmy
question
will
is
like
like,
follow suit with Jay.
yeah, because Jimmy will have to either follow suit or it's going to be this question of how does Jimmy now factor into it? Like we've set this perfect story
Yeah.
up with Jay because Roman and Jay have already been fighting. They've
Yeah.
had those matches already. Jay succumbed to the fact that he wasn't strong enough to beat Roman. Okay, I have to fill in that spot and be Roman's bitch pretty much in this bloodline story. So now it's like, okay, but now Jay has left us at Royal Rumble. He didn't want to attack Sammy. He's been attacking Sammy currently, but again, Sammy's been getting in Jay's head. And he knows out of everybody in this bloodline, Jay is the weakest link. He's the one that can be turned the most. For
Yes.
sure. There's no question.
Yeah.
So at this point, if Jay's going to turn, does Jimmy follow suit because it's just a brother thing? Like Jay's mentioned, like I would never betray my brother. Me and Jimmy have been through thick and thin, like how KO and Sammy called each other brothers, but yet they've backstabbed each other for countless years and different promotions to get one another up on the other. So at this stage, it's like, okay, great, but now it's, what are we getting? What's coming next for the bloodline? If we're going to get Jay turning, which is clear, then Jimmy follows suit. Okay, but is it because it's a brother thing and now he's just tired of being the middleman? And then if
Yeah.
that happens, okay, cool. The Usos do their own thing. Okay, great. But then now we go on to Solo and Roman, and how do we then break that chain of Roman and Solo, and it's the belt still in play? There's a lot. There's a lot to unpack
It's
here.
a ton of
What I mean?
questions.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of questions.
I did
More than
want
answers
to.
to this conundrum that we
Oh,
have here. So like, I'm like, I'm listening to what you're saying, I'm reading what you're saying, and it's just like these are the questions that I'm having, and like when you're saying them, because it's like, no, I get that, and like 2025 sounds very far, but it
very
sounds
long.
more at some point reasonable if
Maybe
this
Royal Rumble
actually happens.
2025.
Yeah,
Like Royal Rumble
yeah,
2025, like early 2025 makes sense because you'll still have all of next
right.
year if you're just Solo. If you're just gonna have Solo with
And
Roman,
also, we
because
also got
it's
to figure out
obvious
the
the
draft.
Usos are gonna be gone.
Right. And we
Oh, the
also got to figure
draft
about the
too.
draft.
Yeah.
Is that also a thing that's going to play into factor with the bloodline split? Because if let's say Solo stays on Raw and Roman gets transferred to Raw and Usos are the only ones on SmackDown and Kevin and Sami, let's say, are on SmackDown, then this whole bloodline division really starts being a factor into play. And though Roman
Yes.
Reigns is still young, it still doesn't it matters, but it doesn't, because now at
No.
2025 he's going to be closer to 40, going into a whole new almost a whole new generation of superstars at this point, because a lot of the
Yeah.
superstars that we have now are going to be aged 2, 3, even 4 years. They're going to be hitting their 5 year. Some might even be hitting a now 20 to 30 year tender, like Rey Mysterio. So like, there's a lot to unpack here, guys. There's a
True.
lot to unpack here.
I do have two things regarding this whole thing. One
What a topic.
involving the draft. I think actually Roman and Solo will be on SmackDown, whereas the Usos will go to Raw. At least that's my prediction. And then another thing, I don't remember if it was Raw or SmackDown. I think it was SmackDown when Solo fought Riddle.
SmackDown.
SmackDown
Yeah.
last Friday.
When Solo fought Riddle, before that, early like reports of like the whole show would say like there would be tension between Paul Heyman and Jey Uso, and like through a backstage segment, and then once things happened, like Paul was just talking and hyping up Solo, and then it seemed like the tension was between Heyman and Solo. Now Heyman kind of went a little far and a bit out of line when he was talking about Umaga and Yoko.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, you can imagine Umaga rolling in his grave. I forgot to talk about that
And
on the
then
SmackDown
Solo
review.
just
Yeah, we
grabbed
did.
his arm and was like, "Tell Roman I got this." And I'm like,
Solo was like,
"Oh."
"Hey, chill, buddy."
Yeah,
Chill.
and Jay's like,
Yeah, and Zay and Jimmy
This
were
doesn't
like,
sound good
"Whoa,
no
you
more.
shouldn't have fucking talked about them, man."
yeah.
But
So
one
yeah,
more
that's
thing, and then we'll stop talking about the bloodline because we're on the 20-minute mark and we only got through one fucking match. But
Hey man, it's an important match. It sets
it
up a
was
lot.
an important match, especially considering the Judgment Day and the Bloodline had their little deal, which we'll get to later. But no matter what happens in the draft, I think the Bloodline stays together. That's my prediction, because it's one of the things that are happening. You do know cuts are coming, right? Yeah, and there'll be people we
Yeah, to
won't
an
miss.
extent. Yeah,
Yeah,
there definitely is gonna be people we don't miss.
There's gonna be
But
definitely people you don't miss. Like Motor said, Dana Brooke, Aaliyah, Lacey Evans, get them fucking out of here. But anyway,
I don't know.
take him out. Get him out of here.
especially Aaliyah. What the fuck, man?
I'm not sure. Yeah, so like Aaliyah and like Blair Davenport from NXT, I think they'll probably like keep them just because it seems like a little uh classless, like not nice to like cut them when they're injured. Plus I'm pretty
They
sure
cut
Aaliyah
CM
was
Punk on his wedding day.
Yeah, they cut CM Punk on his
okay.
wedding
That
day,
would
mind
have
you.
been
Yeah, really. Like,
okay.
let's
That was
not forget about
apparent.
the biggest cut of them all.
Yeah,
He
that
literally
was
got him while
messed
he was
up. But
opening and
even
saying, "I
Vince
do it to his
like
wife."
buddy.
even
Oh, by
Vince
the way, I'm
ended
fired.
up
Great.
saying that was like not intentional. That was
And guess what? We're gonna push your wife as the women's champion. Just a big fuck you.
But no, I believe there were reports like I don't know, a month or so ago that Aaliyah was eventually gonna come back. Cleared long
I don't
time.
even know who the hell she is. That's how
She
known she is.
she was that woman who had like the record for like what the shortest match in like SmackDown history or something when she pinned Natalia, and then they made a big deal about it. And nobody gave a fuck.
I don't even remember that happening.
I feel like maybe they'll wait. They'll like bring her like for the draft, maybe.
She would be like like an enhancement talent for whatever brand she's on. Like I don't see her getting a push, or she'll be a tag team partner to someone.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Dana Brooke if she stays in the company or
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't know if yeah, Dana Brooke has. I feel a little sad because like
Have you kept hearing about like the times where people would bring in like give Dana Brooke a chance signs,
yeah
and they would be like, "Hey, I was at Raw and the security took the sign, and all I said was give Dana Brooke a chance." And then I think one time Dana responded being like, "Thank you for supporting me." Fucking bullshit.
yeah, but no, I don't. I personally I don't know if I can see um what's it called? Maybe Aaliyah can get cut. I don't know if Blair Davenport from NXT.
Just get him out of there. They're stinking
Because
up
I
the
feel like
joint.
she's
That's
from
it.
what I've seen, she's like decent.
Or
She's
send an NXT. Send an NXT. But anyways,
yeah.
speaking of women, we had
Speaking of women,
speaking of women, we had Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, go one-on-one with one Dakota Kai. Because Io Sky won a triple threat match, probably gonna get a shot, maybe a backlash, but I don't know, decent match between Dakota and
Dakota
Bianca.
and Bianca, good. Just good.
Decent back and forth.
She looked good in the ring, Dakota. It seemed like a little rusty, in my opinion, in certain spots. I mean, I haven't really, she hasn't been wrestling much, even when she won the championship. I know she was injured at one point in the beginning of the year. So, like, her debuts or her wrestling opportunities have not been, great. But yeah, that Trish Stratus
Yeah.
promo was absolute bullshit.
Oh,
We'll
we'll
talk
get
about
to that
that in a
later. Let's
second.
not talk about the Trish
Yeah.
Stratus promo until later, but I
Yeah,
do
but
support Motor's
no,
opinion.
I with Dakota Kai and everything, like, again, I know I've said it with a couple of buddies of mine. Dakota Kai is a very talented athlete and everything like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But again, it's finally happening that both Io and Dakota are getting a push. Io now has that number one contender spot for Bianca. I'm assuming it's going to be for Backlash, and this was just a one-off for Dakota to give Bianca a little bit of a warm up. 2 weeks away from Backlash as of today is 2 weeks away, right? Yeah,
Yep.
something like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah, May 6th.
yeah, so good. Bianca looks the same. She wrestles the same. She hasn't really impressed me much.
Win after win after win.
Yeah, like Roman, it's I'm used to the L's, but yeah,
What did you say?
I don't know. I'm getting tired of Bianca being champ as well. Like with Roman, I
Yeah.
want new faces as our champion and everything. So we shall see. Oh no, I know I'm going to be taking an L with that Trish Stratus promo because I have
Yeah.
definitely some shit to say.
Oh yeah, that's right because of the Trish Stratus promo. But Wolf,
Yeah.
what do you think about Bianca's reign before I give my thoughts on it?
Um, I have been impressed with Bianca Belair, like overall. I do think Bianca does need to end up getting dethroned. Um, but it was clear to me, just from how I've seen the situation, it's very clear that they were pushing Bianca to be one of the main faces, like the new like dominant women's champion. Like the like it, I think that was why like they were basically making her a star in real time. And I am so impressed, honestly. And hell, at this rate, I dare to say Bianca Belair is uh, on her way to becoming a future Hall of Famer.
Oh
Easily,
yeah, no,
For
definitely.
sure. That
easily,
I'm not taking that
easily.
away from
Like,
her. But the
She
reign
won
is
like
just
3 WrestleManias in a
stale.
row.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
no.
just the reign is stale. And
That was
the
what
again,
I
maybe
was
rain
gonna
because we're
say.
does.
not we're not
Yeah, I
using
think
any
the
women.
draft might like help like sort of slingshot the rain a little bit.
Maybe, but I mean, like,
It'll go down, but like by that point, hopefully she gets dethroned by like
yeah,
new
hopefully the
challengers.
draft will get like that one person who could dethrone her. I think
Yeah.
it might be Charlotte, and I don't want it to be Charlotte, but it might
I
be
feel
Charlotte.
there
But
is
Be
another
ready for
person.
it.
There is another person that yeah, I think we did talk about it. I think Roxanne would be a great person to
ooh,
dethrone
But is she
Bianca.
ready for it though? Is my
she
question.
could definitely be ready for. I mean, why wasn't she vying back for that NXT Women's Championship last week? Why? I mean, you had Tiffany there, you had Cora there, you had Zoe, and you had
Well, yeah,
Indy.
technically
Where's
Roxanne was
Roxanne?
well, Roxanne is fighting Zoe tonight.
Oh shit! Shows how much I've been paying attention.
Yeah. Um, I thought she did last week, but no, last week she got into a segment with Zoe and the family,
Ooh,
and uh, that was a little fun. But like, yeah, tonight Roxanne versus Zoe.
okay.
Um,
But yeah, I think Roxanne could be ready
yeah,
for a main roster spot. I mean,
yeah.
why not? Out of
Although but like the thing that like sort of makes me like uneasy is that I wouldn't be surprised if Roxanne ends up going to SmackDown instead, just
mm,
because she's been on SmackDown before.
true, that's another reason why I think. Imagine Nia Jax and Bianca Belair. They'd have to hire Nia Jax first.
No,
I mean, come
no,
on.
do not. I will shut the TV off, or not the
Bianca
TV.
Belair will be injured for a year if
I'd
she
rather
pulls
another
that.
legend come back before that shit happens. Please to
Oh, they'll
God.
come back
Yeah,
before that shit happens.
Please.
Don't worry.
I would
Please.
rather see like I don't know Michelle McCool or something.
Yeah, bring
That
back
would be
Stacy
cool.
Keebler. Or make
Or Stacy
somebody
Keibler. Yeah.
so bring somebody back. Bring Mick
Eva
Foley back,
Marie?
for Christ's sake.
Eva Marie? Anybody?
Sure,
Um,
I'd rather see her on the
Over Nia
TV
Jax,
than
yes.
Nia
Over
Jax.
Nia Jax, absolutely.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, Bianca gets the win over Dakota Kai. I think we're hinting the damage control split still, and maybe the draft will split damage control before we get an angle, or maybe 2 out of the 3 members of damage control go to Raw and 1 goes to SmackDown.
I
I don't
think
know.
that's going to happen. I think Bailey is going to SmackDown.
And
Mm.
and Sky and Kai stay on
Sky
Raw.
and Kai are staying on Raw.
Sky and Kai. But yeah, no. And then we move on to something Cody Rhodes coming out. And he was gonna talk. This was confusing, and let me say why. Cody Rhodes gets a full-on entrance. He's in the arena all day. He goes to the ring, isn't even he barely talks. He calls out Brock, and then Adam's like, Cody, you're not even supposed to fucking be here. You're not medically cleared. Get your fucking ass out of here. And it's
Cody,
like,
what are you doing?
Cody, like, you're not supposed to be here. Oh, yeah, not like you had 12 hours to do that, Adam. Like, come on, buddy. This was like literally the most confusing. And I seen people on Twitter be like, "You had this man wrestle in Hell in a Cell with a torn pec, but he has maybe a bruised ribs and he can't fucking talk." What does that mean?
I'll be honest, I absolutely love this segment. I kind of felt bad for Adam for a minute because he had to watch the entire Raw security force get demolished by Cody. Like, Cody just did not care. He's like, screw it. I'm whooping all your asses.
He's beating the Guardians of the Independent scene, as Triple H would call them.
We have to though be aware that I think Brock Lesnar took Trish Stratus's coat and wore it before Trish did later on in the night because he was rocking.
He had the coat and then what's it called? Afterwards, gave it to Trish.
Yeah,
because we're both
wearing the same outfit.
Heel cowgirls and cowboys.
Yeah, like
I saw like a Twitter post saying like Brock Lesnar like took Undertaker's like coat or something. I'm like, oh my god, took it from Undertaker and gave it to Trish.
Yeah, but Brock Lesnar comes out and he's just standing there being like, "Come on, buddy." And then, like you said, it's got to be like 19 or 20 security guards are all just there. At least 19 or 20, maybe more. I wouldn't be surprised if there was more. Holding this man down.
Just took out the entire security force. There's no way there was anyone
Braun Strowman handicap matches has nothing on Cody Rhodes 1v20 security guards. Like, fuck. And then, like, imagine if any other wrestler did that. They'd probably be fired. Cheaper creeper coat. And then, yeah, it's like, Cody, don't do this. Your match is official. Brock Lesnar May 6th. I thought since Cody was standing there with a chair, I thought they were going to make it a no DQ match. That was what I thought.
That would have been cool. A street fight. Falls count anywhere thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if like later on they like add in a stipulation because they sometimes I feel like they sometimes do that if it like gets more personal. Or
the Bray Wyatt fighting security guards too. Huh? Oh yeah, I remember that.
I wouldn't be surprised if ultimately building up to it, the match ends up changing to the match type ends up changing to no holds barred.
Or last man standing, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Last man standing would be cool.
Unless they intend to like rematch at Saudi, then maybe I could.
Please, please just be a one-off.
I wouldn't want to see Cody versus Brock again. Like literally Saudi, you could just literally. I know that it might be controversial, but Roman's 1,000th day. You could have Roman's two big rivals, Roman, Cody, Brock, in a triple threat. I think that would be fine. Even though I know Brock can't challenge no more.
Yep.
Right.
They can find a way around it. Paul Heyman can be like, "Hey, give Brock
Vince is there.
From what I've been reading, I think maybe you guys saw this, but as of yesterday's creative like meeting or whatever, the plan for Night of Champions is Roman Reigns versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
It makes no sense.
What a waste of a Shinsuke return.
Yeah, like it doesn't even make sense.
So
what are they going to do?
So dumb.
From what I'm seeing, it seems like right now.
Is he the only one left in the men's locker room that he hasn't beaten yet? Is that why we're?
All
right. So
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, Tribal Chief Roman, I think, hasn't fought Nakamura.
Maybe.
Yeah, only Big Dog.
Yeah, I
Roman.
remember Big Dog Roman fought Shinsuke before.
But I think with how things are setting up, um, I wouldn't be surprised if Shinsuke and Karrion ends up being a number one contender match for the world title.
Yeah, but then that would make no sense too, because what would
But
Karrion Kross do to her?
I would rather see. I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Shinsuke versus Karrion at Backlash.
Remember to
Rumors
say
is
it's
Bobby.
Bobby?
Bobby
I would
versus
rather that.
Roman would be a good match.
I've
But
wanted to see Bobby versus Roman ever since they unified the belts.
honestly, Bobby versus Roman should have happened last year last summer when Bobby was like carrying Raw when Cody was out with Seth.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, no, Shinsuke wouldn't make sense. It's like, hey, Roman, on your 1000th day, I'm gonna feed Shinsuke Nakamura to you for you to beat him in 2 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
um, with
Genius.
from what
Genius writing there.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if like Triple H would like make it so like Roman would like
Shinsuke's
make like help Nakamura like look good. Like he wouldn't squash Nakamura. No, it's definitely not going to be a squash match.
What, you
Like,
think Triple H is gonna try to make Shinsuke look strong
I
beforehand?
think that like he would like make it clear to like both of them that like they're gonna go at it. Um,
Mm, I don't know.
I
I
don't
mean,
see that.
I
I
one
don't
I
see that
don't
at
see it.
all. I
like
don't see that
Bobby's
at
a
maybe like
all.
a
better choice.
surprise like
Yeah,
Kinshasa or
I'd rather
whatever,
see
but
Bobby. That
Because
at
here's
least
but
we
the
have a
thing with
I
chance of
do
having
Bobby.
think
a good
Bobby
match.
versus Roman might be the better match, but I don't
You
know. I
want to
think
talk about number one contenders matches happening at Backlash? Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed, number one contenders match, winner
That needs to happen at
takes it over.
Backlash. That needs
Yeah,
to
yeah,
happen at
I want the
Backlash.
two
especially
meaty
Bobby.
men
I
slapping
w-
meat at Backlash.
yeah.
Literally.
Open my night up with that. That's how
Vince
we
would
start
lose
Backlash
his
off.
mind if that was
Both of
the
his
opener,
quads would
especially.
blow.
Yeah,
Both of his
especially.
quads would blow. And that shit
Um,
starts off tonight.
then we move on to Seth freaking Rollins versus The Miz.
This was a
These
good
guys.
match.
Oh, these guys went at it.
This was a
Yeah,
good
this was
match.
definitely a match I was not predicting to be good
Yeah,
because
I
I just
thought it was gonna
couldn't
be
see
like
it.
was
another
one of
Miz
Miz's
squash.
better matches. I was actually like enjoying watching this in this match, which is something I usually don't do.
Yeah, no, this was definitely a banger. I agree with Sean. It definitely like I saw it throughout the weekend. I think Wolf was the one that was talking about it in the group chat and whatnot, and I was like, okay, this might be like okay type of match. And then it came, and yeah, it surprised me. I definitely caught me by surprise. I definitely didn't see Miz really putting out a match that stellar,
Miz's best
especially
match.
after losing to Snoop Dogg and then getting squashed the night before by whoever that
McAfee.
person
McAfee.
was. Yeah, McAfee. There it is. So
Um,
yeah,
yeah, this was Miz's best match in a while. And I've like read up on like online, and apparently Miz and Seth just are naturals at putting good matches.
Yeah,
Uh,
remember
that's
Backlash
true.
2018? You
yeah,
know, their match with Balor at WrestleMania 34? Like Miz and Rollins have pretty good in-ring chemistry, and
yeah,
you could really see that.
yeah.
Yeah, and Miz, not for nothing, is a very good performer. Like he has put on, even by himself, has put on some very good matches, title defenses, even
And
throughout his
even if
career.
you like don't like him, like me, I don't really like Miz that much, but I can see he's guaranteed future Hall of Famer.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
Especially
Yeah,
those IC title
And
rings
he's
alone.
done
I think he's
everything.
also a two-time Grand Slam
Two-time Grand
champion,
Slam.
Grand Slam champion. Yeah,
and
Two-time.
so is Seth. So like,
so is that.
absolutely,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Kevin
that's
Patrick
for
said.
sure.
Kevin Patrick said the only two-time Grand Slam champions
yep.
having a
Yeah,
match together. That
this is
really
probably
made
my
you
highest
hype up
Like
the
ranked.
match.
that is Hall of Fame worthy. Like
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think between the whole card and everything like that, this is probably my highest ranked match of the night. that I
it's
would have to give like a
probably
4, if not almost a 5. Honestly,
it's
like
it's
it could really
definitely my
border.
match of the night. Definitely
Yeah,
match of the night for me is
Yeah,
Rollins and
yeah,
Miz. And it's shocking because like you said, Wolf, like
yeah.
the past 2 nights that Miz had at WrestleMania, it's like you would think that this would be a squash match and Rollins would probably
yeah,
call out someone afterwards. No, these guys went at it like for a
yeah,
pretty decent amount of time as well.
yeah.
Like they're making Miz look strong, which you got to ask, is this like Hunter cooking up another dub or like what is this? Like Miz is
In the
kicking
I
ass
pot,
again.
in the
from what
kitchen whipping, I tell you.
I think it's just at least for now. I'm going to say it's just natural in-ring chemistry between
They're
Miz
just
and
like
them.
go out there and have fun and
Yeah,
then make sure
they're just
Rollins wins
good
at
They
with
the
were
each
back.
end.
other, and
They
they're
were
always
backstage
gonna
that
put
night and
on
like,
good
"You want to have a
matches
great
with
match?"
each other.
Yes.
Like,
It's just like we're gonna tear the fucking house down.
The rest of these people don't know how to play fucking wrestling. We're gonna show them how to wrestle.
Time to play the game. But yeah, I mean it's pretty decent. Now
Yeah.
I really hope that we don't get more of a Rollins and Miz feud. I'm fine with this being a one-off. I don't want to see
Hmm.
these two at Backlash fighting. I want to see Rollins fight someone else like I don't know. Not many people on Raw anymore.
hold on, I actually could
Be
pull
cool.
that up.
You're gonna
I think
Google the
Gable and
whole Raw
him.
roster.
I think Gable and him would be good. I think him and Montez would be pretty good.
I want it to be him and
Um,
Gargano, but apparently
Gargano's in
Gargano's
NXT.
injured. His
Gargano's
shoulders
injured. Yeah,
Yeah,
popped out. Yeah.
that was what I was gonna say Gargano,
we
and then I
need
remember
Sam. No, it's Sam is home. He's working.
you need Sam.
He's
Sam.
doing his own thing. Not. I'll tell you now. He was not happy about the nickname Sam. So
If we're
no more
like
of that.
following like branding, which in WWE we never do.
You never follow the
um,
brand split no more.
there's no such thing as brand split. Yeah,
Not
I
yet.
I don't like. I mean,
Do Rollins versus Finn. What the fuck's Finn got on on
I would say
Backlash?
him. Gable would be good. Montez would be cool. I'd
um,
also see him go against.
there is
I'm trying to
something
think of
that
other Raw
there was a
people.
feud we were they seem to have implied at one point, and then they just like dropped midway.
Him and
Um,
Shinsuke would be good.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Interesting.
yeah, I think Ali. I would like to see Ali and
Oh
Rollins
yeah.
finally get that feud.
Oh yeah, because they were supposed to have that back when Rollins was
But
US
yeah,
champ.
at Crown Jewel, but
And then they didn't. And I thought
they
that would have been
ditched it
cool
for
because I mean Ali was of Middle Eastern descent. I mean, you had your
yeah.
big pop right there. But then after that we move on to Bobby Lashley
Big
versus
old Bobo.
Austin Theory, number 5072. These guys throw on for a little bit, and but then we got big, meaty Bronson Reed with a wicked splash to both Lashley and Theory.
Yep.
They made a little cookie out of those two men.
Made a
That
little
splash.
s'more, a
A little
three-man
s'more right
s'more
there.
between Reed, Theory, and Lashley. And it really does seem like that we're getting, like Motor said earlier, a big Bronson Reed push. And I say you
Finally.
continue that push with Bronson and Bobby at Backlash.
Oh yeah. This
Great
is
match.
this is a feud that I'm actually like genuinely interested in, and honestly, I think these two guys going at each other are not going to stop. I would definitely, like Sean says, would love a part 2 as well. I'm even cool with seeing a part 3 down the road, maybe at Saudi type of
Yeah.
thing, if they want to finish the feud off at Saudi, or even we
If they
have to finish
really
with
want to
someone
drag
else.
it out, if they want to
Yeah,
drag it out, finish it at London.
yeah, that
Um,
one too, and Money in the Bank. Um,
Money in the Bank.
But no, I haven't been disappointed yet by these two. So I'm excited to see what we get, and I definitely feel like it's coming for Backlash as well.
Right. I just realized that something I did hear for which will be leading up to Backlash, which is the draft.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
So from what I've been hearing of a certain NXT talent call up, after an incredible match on main event with Dolph Ziggler, Tyler Bate is now considered to be called up from NXT.
I think that call up
within
is
the draft.
long overdue with
Yeah.
Tyler Bate. I think like Tyler Bate really deserves to be on the main roster, especially if Butch ultimately goes off on his own. Tyler Bate and Butch throwing it back on the main
Or
roster.
even teaming with each other, like they would.
Yeah, because British Strong Style, I think their stable was with Trent Seven. Yeah, even then teaming together, like start off with a feud and then have, that big I respect you team up. There you go.
Who knows? Maybe Tyler Bate will join the Brawling Brutes.
Oh, Tyler Bate and the Brawling Brutes, that'd be fucking great. Honestly, a 4-man group. That would be pretty sweet. Oh, I saw that report. Tyler Bate.
I also heard like Tyler Bate was like in NXT since like 1920 or something. Like he was since
1920.
No.
Oh, since he was 19
in the
1920.
I
was gonna say, what the fuck?
No. Since he was like 19, 20, 21, like like early 20s, like
like 2016. Ever since then,
he was like 19, 20-year-old. Like, huh?
Yeah, he won the UK title at 19 years old.
Oh yeah,
so it's fucking crazy.
Oh, he's 26 now. Huh? For some reason,
I thought he was something quickly to motor what he just said about Saraya teasing the Sasha Banks during promo vignette against the Outcast. I know, or from what I've read, Sasha has officially going to be full Japan port over, not coming to AEW, not coming to Ring of Honor as of now. So
I think the only time we're gonna see
is a Forbidden Door.
Yeah, Forbidden Door.
And that's it. Which honestly, if we get
see Saraya versus Mercedes and Forbidden Door.
That's cool. I'm excited for that.
I could definitely see them going for the Jamie Hayter Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
I think they're probably gonna do that, or they'll put maybe
a
Britt
6-woman tag match.
6-woman tag. You'll have Jamie, Britt, and Mercedes as like a mystery partner against the Outcast or something. I can definitely see that happening. But moving on from that, I definitely want to see Bronson and Bobby at Backlash, and then we get then we're probably gonna get Dylan's least favorite fucking segment on the show, Trish Stratus.
Least fucking segment. I went to go brush my teeth and get ready for work the next day during this fucking segment because this is how boring it was. Look, not for nothing. All right, let me just get this out of the way. Because I'm already taking L's for what I'm about to say. I wrote an opinion piece about Vince McMahon and everything like that, and I mentioned how without like Chyna and Trish and Lita, we wouldn't have a great women's division like we've been having or come up to, I should say, because the women's division now is kind of 50-50, but leading into what we are currently having, we wouldn't have the great superstars in the women's division without, of course, Trish and Chyna and Lita and everybody else. Listen, I know I already taken the L, but listen, let me explain my point here, people. Let me at least talk before I fucking have to be escorted out of this conversation. But listen, Trish pretty much said the same thing too. But I don't know. To me, it's just like. I don't know, man. I just am bored. I just don't care. Like, these women have already had their spots. They ran the division. They were on top. She was the first woman to be the main event at WrestleMania. She was the first champion of Raw. She, held Raw down in the women's division. She, Trish has done a lot for the business. Her and Lita have done a lot for the business entirely. Lita being with Team Extreme and giving us great, memorable moments in the extreme matches with Trish at SummerSlams and Backlashes and so on and so forth. So I'm not discrediting what she has done, nor what Lita has done, or what any real legend has done, giving us in the past. But again, that's the word, the past. And I feel like now, like how Brock is in it, how Goldberg's trying to get another big cash money day, how The Rock tries to do it, how John's trying to do it, is now it's just a cash grab day. And go get your money. I get it. Totally. Absolutely. We're willing to give you the money if you're not making any come out of the WWE or whatnot. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. I'd rather see anybody else get an opportunity in this thing than what we have been getting with these legends. I mean, her and Lita is going to eventually happen again, so I'm prepared
we're
for that
pretty close
match.
to Saudi season, and when you're close
Yeah,
to Saudi season, guess what you'll get?
yeah, and this
Legends.
Legends.
is
You'll get a
yeah,
bunch of fucking legends coming out, and
yeah,
I
Yep.
think that's
and I
why
get
they're
it,
gonna
and that's
do
and that's
Becky and Trish, and then
and I
maybe
and
we'll
I
do
get
Lita and
Yeah.
Trish at Saudi. Get Lita
yeah,
and
and I
Trish one
get
more
that,
time.
but at the same time, it's just like, you know, I don't know. I'm just bored of it. I just think it's very dumb. I mean, I get it. They want to come in for the money. Saudi Day is the big money day. I love waking up every Friday, getting my paycheck in the mail and stuff like that. I get very chipper, but like, I don't care enough to invest my time in this Trish, Lita, Becky story that we're getting. Like, I even posted it last week when Trish attacked Becky. I was like, oh, great. Another legend turn, another heel legend turn, or whatever I said on YouTube. And I had like the rolling eyes and everything. And it's true, because like that's how I truly feel. And yeah, go ahead, give me the L's. Tell me to get out of here. That's fine. I'll take it. But at the same time, it's like I'm not. I don't know. I just think it's overdone. All right, I'll take my L's.
Personally,
There you go.
There it is. I'll take my
I
L's. I'm
think
cool with it.
against Becky, it would make sense. Um, like the only other person I could see, the only other person like main like active star that a legend like Trish could come and feud with is Charlotte, and Charlotte's
Trish
out.
already did that. Trish already wrestled.
Oh, she already did
Charlotte.
that. Okay, great.
SummerSlam 2019.
Oh, I completely forgot.
But
So
yeah.
yeah, so I think Becky, it makes sense.
Oh, good. Wolf's getting an L too.
What did
I'm not
Wolf
the
get
only
an
one.
L with?
Pick it up, L's tonight.
What?
Wolf didn't even say anything.
I didn't even say anything. No, I said I will enjoy. I think it makes sense for.
What did Wolf do?
Oh my god, they're just saying it now.
Yeah, I think everyone's getting an L.
They're just saying L.
No, I think
Yeah,
it
wait
makes
till I
sense
talk.
to get Becky versus Trish. I honestly don't know how they're going to drag it out until SummerSlam.
They won't.
Unless like SummerSlam, it's like. Honestly, it might have to
Stacey
be like Hell in a
Keibler,
Cell or something.
fucking Lita, Trish Stratus,
Corey
Michelle McCool,
Wilson,
Tori Wilson, elimination
Lundra
6-way.
Blaze.
Like
Yeah,
I don't
fucking
know.
Bellas.
Like how do
Joe.
they?
Yeah,
Right,
just
like
give me a
it's gonna
break
have
already.
to be like No Holds Barred or Hell in a Cell or something like crazy, like brutal.
I don't think these women can handle a Hell in a Cell match right now at their age. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we gonna wait? Then what are we gonna have? We're gonna have another Finn Balor moment. One of these women are gonna like their hair's gonna come off or some shit. We'll have to staple the fucking shit back on there and whatnot. Like, come on,
I don't know how they drag it out.
Fighting
It
anymore? Give me a
obviously
break.
cannot be normal matches the whole time.
No, I
Unless
can only see it being like after Night of Champions. That would really
Get a
be.
goal.
That would really. Oh yeah, they would need to get gold because hey, every title.
Yeah.
I could definitely see like Becky. I don't know if Becky would really get another women's title reign in between, but
no, if any. Oh no! Oh god!
Oh no! What?
That gives me a bad idea of Trish being the one to dethrone Bianca.
Trish being the one that no, they would
If
never.
that
They don't have
happens,
the guts.
that happens. I don't even care how many L's I
Unless
get in the
maybe
chat.
Night of
I will
Champions we
not watch
get.
that shit anymore.
Yeah, unless that like they intend Night of Champions Bianca versus Trish. In which case Bianca wins.
Bianca would win, so that way it'd be like, "Hey, my reign's not stale. I beat a legend. Congratulations."
No, it's still stale like a pretzel. I'm sorry,
Oh
sweetheart.
no,
Like,
I would
it's,
expect
reign is
like
it's
fucking
Becky
bad.
stale.
to cost Trish the title in that case.
Yeah, Becky just does that, or Lita. I couldn't focus on Trish Stratus's promo. I was distracted by her outfit. That sums up her entire Attitude Era career.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
L for
know.
the chat on that one.
I honestly, I legit thought that for a second that Lita was gonna come out and like go off on Trish, and then like
No,
they
she got mollywopped last week. That's it. She's out. She's in a local medical facility. That's
yeah.
it.
So I don't know if we're gonna get a match at Backlash, or I wouldn't be surprised if we got.
We'll
Becky.
get Trish and Becky at Backlash, most likely. They'll
Yeah.
probably do that because we're still
And
2
then,
weeks
like-
away. They'll build that feud a little
Which,
bit more.
mind us, Becky Lynch changed her name on Twitter. Rebecca Quinn.
I think she just did that to like, get the press going. I said it on Twitter.
That's
It's like,
fine.
she's not leaving
I'm
WWE.
okay.
She's
I don't
either
think she's
teasing
leaving
an
WWE
edgier. She's teasing maybe an edgier character, like a tweener between a face and a heel, or I don't know. I mean, like, we
Just
don't
stick
know.
with Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I don't get it. But if
I
you
don't
want
know.
to use
We'll find out.
if you want to use your real name as your Twitter handle, I mean, hell, like Carmella does it, Alexa Bliss does it, have their
Yeah,
real
then
name
that's
on their
fine.
bios. Then,
I
like,
don't really
yeah.
care.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lose
it's not
sleep
like
over it.
Becky's gonna leave. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
not something
I'm
they
pretty
make
sure
a video
contract
about it.
doesn't go up until
Yeah.
like mid
And until 2024,
Yeah.
like around 2024.
Yeah.
But my thoughts on the promo was, I thought it was, she spoke facts. Like, she was like, when I was here back in my day, the women's division
Back in
fucking
my day.
sucked. Back in my day, and I was the only one that made it mean something. Not Lita, that was me. And Becky Lynch had to be my friend, but I ain't nobody's sidekick. Like,
I wouldn't be
no more
surprised
Mr.
if,
Nice
like,
Bitch.
like just thinking about it, I could maybe see Becky versus Trish at Backlash. Maybe Trish wins that, and then Night of Champions. Because of that, Bianca offers Trish an opportunity at Night of Champions, which Bianca wins that, and then Money in the Bank, Lita versus Trish.
Can I just say something quick? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Wolf.
Yeah.
But as you talk about it, you're putting yourself to sleep about talking about
No,
Trish
I'm
Stratus.
sorry.
So that right there should show you how important
like your body language
is that you're
No,
putting
no.
yourself
I'm
to
just
sleep while talking about
honestly,
Trish Stratus.
no, this is my
Right
note.
there,
I'm
boys.
Well, just the way
That's
you
it.
were, it was like,
Yeah, you're like,
they'll do
I'm
Becky
I'm
and
just like
Lita
lounging on my chair, putting
No,
my
I know. Listen. I know you were just chilling and whatnot. And you're wide awake and you're here. But I'm just saying, like, talking about Trish Stratus, it looks like you're putting yourself to sleep, and I totally get it, because that's how it feels when they come out and they try to steal the spotlight for 10 to 15 minutes. It's putting me to
So
sleep.
am I the only one that was
honestly
entertained by the promo?
I would enjoy.
Yes, yeah. You were the only one entertained by this.
I was
You
the
in the
only one?
chat.
Yeah.
You and Sean. That was it.
But like Night of Champions, I could see Bianca versus Trish, Becky costs her, or maybe Lita comes back, costs her, and
Or triple
then
threat.
Lita versus
Triple threat,
Lita
Becky,
Trish
no,
at Money in the Bank, and then they can then get SummerSlam. I don't know, Extreme Rules or something. Becky versus Trish. Because
I don't see
reports are
Trish.
saying Becky versus Trish is going to happen at SummerSlam. So I don't know how
fucking damn it. They're how are they gonna drag that feud that long?
I don't know. I literally do not know.
Oh yeah, I got a W. Thank you. But
oh my
yeah,
god,
no.
John!
But I don't. Yeah, my one complaint with Triple H booking, if we're not going to see Becky and Trish until SummerSlam, is how long that stories take to end, and like they drag it so long
And
for
drag it
certain stories.
and drag
Yeah,
it and
and
drag
drag
it
it and drag
and
it.
drag
Look at
it.
Uncle Howdy. Look at the Uncle Howdy shit before Bray got sick.
Yep.
It was tease
Yeah,
after
that
tease after tease. And then by the time it looked like the story was going anywhere, he got sick and left. And it was like, fuck. We
and
don't know
I
who Uncle
that's
Howdy
God
is.
damn it.
and I don't like that because honestly, I would have liked seeing Uncle Howdy like still be because like I don't know why not like have Howdy be part of the roster dealing with people while Bray's out. It's just Howdy. He has his own Trons now. Uh,
No, if Bray's not there, Howdy can't be.
yeah,
Can't have Howdy fucking coming out fucking
like
wrecking havoc.
and like they didn't even have to like reveal it until I don't know, like
Yeah, that was my other complaint too. Is like if Bray's out, why didn't you just have Howdy fight Lashley? Like
yeah,
Howdy's
like
his own guy. He's
yeah.
supposed to be his own guy,
Own entity.
his own
I don't know
entity,
what they're I don't know what they're planning.
and you can work
Um,
that in a storyline.
Oh, I could tell you
Like
planet.
you hurt Bray,
I could tell
I'm
you
gonna
what
hurt
maybe
you.
we'll get some more of him like
more legends.
draft or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Then
They're planning more legends to return.
yay. Then to move on from that, we got a tag team match player. We got Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville
Oh,
versus Candice LeRae and Michin. This one,
That was great. That was a great segment by Willie.
this one,
Player.
I didn't care
alright.
too much.
I think this was the point where we did hear from the judge. I what's it called? Dylan ended up reminding me there was a segment of the Judgment Day and Heyman, and like Heyman is like
Oh yeah.
asking Priest like, "Are you satisfied?" Priest just turns to Finn and he's like, "What do you think?" And Finn's just like, "Eh." Straight
Oh
to
wow,
his face. Eh.
I just said like randomly. I've completely forgot about that segment. Holy shit.
I know
That was
that was
going
so
on. That was
funny.
like that was perfectly clipped by somebody, and it just kept playing over and over and over again. And it fits so
And
perfectly. Finn Balor's
David's
just going,
just so
yeah,
confused,
right
like,
to Paul.
okay,
Eh.
I'm fine with
And then after
do
Finn Balor
against-
tweeted
Did he
and then
actually?
I
Love
think
it.
so. Like
I
check
love
his
Oh my
it.
Twitter. I
God,
think
I
he
have to
tweeted
check this now.
And then Paul Heyman was like, "Well, make sure you guys show against Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle." And speaking of, there was another backstage segment before we get into this boring ass women's tag title match. It really doesn't matter, but there was a backstage segment with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle, and Matt Riddle really did seem to get more of a serious character change.
I like that he
mark.
started with like totally fucking with Kevin and Sammy.
Kind of being like a dumbass, and then it's like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna use my big toe, and I'm gonna do this and all that." And Kevin's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then Riddle's like, "What? You think I'm a fucking dumbass? No, I'm gonna kick his ass. That's our fucking game plan." Like MMA Riddle's coming out of him. Love that.
And then that was like crazy.
So we get to Willie's favorite match of the night, the tag team women's match between Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green.
I did want
versus whoever that
break some new reporting that I just saw randomly. It's nothing major. It's just the fact that Shane Helms was the one to produce Miz versus Rollins last night.
Well, congratulations, Hurricane. You did it again, you little.
You swept us off our feet.
Shane Helms is the best producer. Changed my mind. not Jason Jordan. But I mean, this was decent. It gave Chelsea and
Who were their opponents again?
Candice LeRae and Mi Chin. They didn't even call them Mi Chin,
Oh,
Mia
right.
Yim. It
This
was
is
just Mi
this
Chin.
is this is this is the second night that we've seen Michin um, in action, which is good, I
She's still
guess. Um,
technically named like Mia Yim through like the like the website, I think.
Yeah, but on like TV, it's just Mi Chin. It's
I
like
think they're just like doing it
to like
you
fuck with
know, like
people.
make space like in the TV, like with the graphic and everything.
Oh yeah, because the TV graphic, if
it
you
makes-
put Mi Chin, Mia Yim, it will probably take
It
up a
takes
lot of
more
it
space.
space.
sucks.
Yeah, but I mean
Well,
this.
Omar and Willie have something to agree upon. And
Oh
this
yeah,
match
this match
sucks.
sucked. Well, it's not that it sucked. Like all these women can go. It's just I didn't care too much for it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Mia, like it's honestly sad that I don't like Chelsea and Sonya that much.
They work
They work
well
well together.
together.
They're a great
I
tag
have to
team.
say that they do
But
make a
I
very good
feel
tag team,
bad
just like
because
Chelsea
like
and Carmella.
Candice and Mia Yim honestly deserve so much more.
I think they're just better off at singles division. I don't think
Yeah,
they belong as a tag team together. I think because of the lack of the tag team, that we have in the women's division and how we're just kind of throwing women together. I mean, look at the other tag team we have, Shotzi and Natalia.
yeah,
Like, come on, like we have nobody really there to bring a talented women's division tag team up
yeah.
besides what we have. And yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that, Wolf. Like, they work really well together, and that's great and all. But um, yeah, and in some ways, I do wish it was Chelsea and Carmella. But Sonya and Chelsea kind of do
They're
work as
good. They're
well,
no,
and I'm curious to
almost just
see
as
come
good.
Friday what we get between those four. Liv and Raquel versus Chelsea and Sonya, because I think that maybe this is the push Sonya needs, because it's funny. Sonya's had a very interesting career in the WWE, and she's been given opportunity and opportunity and opportunity. I don't know if it was me and Willie talking about this on a SmackDown review, but she's been given so many chances, Sonya, to be the woman of the year, the woman of the night,
Yeah.
and unfortunately has been changed and squandered upon. And it wasn't really her fault. It was more or less the booking and the choice of last minute decisions, with her losing opportunities that definitely deserve to have been given to her. Sonya's a very good wrestler. She comes from an NXT background, who she was in the hands of Dusty Rhodes and of course other legends like Trish and Lita and stuff like that too. I think have worked with her along the way and everything. So and she also is working with other great talent like Bianca and Becky and Asuka, back there and everything, Charlotte Flair even. So, it's not like she doesn't have anybody to coach her to keep on continuing to get wins or get good matches. It's just, unfortunately, the booking choices that, you know, that's that.
Regarding, but like
Let's
honestly,
let's
regarding Candice and
let's talk.
I know, I ramble a lot.
regarding Candice and Mia, I I didn't like the fact like throughout this match just because at this rate, Candice and Mia are kind of looking weaker.
Yeah,
Um,
because these were two Hunter re-signings, and it's
yeah,
like they're booked like this. Like, what's the point?
yeah.
And that's another thing
Um,
that pisses me off, because remember when like it looked like Mia Yim was gonna get a decent amount of a push, and then nope.
the thing is,
Nope.
I think a part of like her being like sort of held back a bit and like squandered
Well, I
is
just saw
because
this. L. Willie, why did you watch the match then? I had to make a review about it the day later. I
Yeah,
mean,
we
come
gotta
on,
make
man.
content, Willie.
Gotta
the
make a
thing
review
is
about it.
I think Hunter brought me back and folk was intending on her being primarily in the OC. Um,
Yes, I forgot about that.
and honestly, I think Mia works in the OC. I kind of don't like that now Gallus and Anderson are nowhere in sight. I don't know if they're waiting until after the draft to
You're waiting till
beef them.
Styles gets better. I bet
Yeah,
you.
Styles maybe, but like Styles is nowhere close to coming back right now.
Yeah.
He's like gonna be out for like a few months. Um, unfortunate, but
Oh well.
I think Gallus and Anderson need to like be built back up. I don't know. Maybe they're planning on moving them to SmackDown. I would say
But could you see them doing better on SmackDown with AJ Styles or without AJ Styles? Do you think that
um
at this stage of the game, that we're going to get a OC like of old and new, or do you think like that time has kind of passed
I'll be I don't
them?
know. I think I honestly like them on Raw. Um
Okay,
and if I was Triple H, I would get back to having Mia being involved with the OC, and because like she was part of the OC like for that one feud, and
right,
then she's just like it's like she doesn't even know them. Um,
right.
Yeah, I
which
think
is
I think like
sweet.
if you had Mia be like the new leader of the OC while AJ was out and still had Gallows and Anderson on TV,
Yeah, it would be great. I
it would
think.
be so much better.
Yeah, give her the push that she deserves.
Yeah, and even then, like they could work on building Gallows and Anderson to be towards the tag team champions, whereas
What you
uh,
ever do? You always pick on people.
Mia could, Mia could always um go for Bianca. I think honestly, I'll be honest, I didn't want Io
I
to
hope
win
so.
that triple threat. I wanted Mia to win that triple threat.
I think
Um,
EO made more sense toward a damage control
Io
split.
makes
I
I
think it was the
think
right
is
decision.
I think
Same.
Io can work for Backlash, but like I don't know. I
I think
would
maybe then it could
want
be Dakota and
like
Io going at
Money in
each
the
other
Bank.
later.
I would want either Mia to fight Mia or Candice or both. They'll like somehow
Hmm.
like well when it comes to the ladder match, I could see both Mia and Candice in the ladder match.
Yeah, that
Um,
would definitely be like a decision, and
if
then maybe you have
not,
Speaking,
one
Piper
of them I
Niven.
think should challenge Bianca at London.
Piper
Um,
Niven, could fight Bianca at Money in the Bank. I think
yeah,
that's a
the other
that
thing with Money in the Bank is I keep hearing that the big push is for LA Knight to win,
the win Mr. Money in the
and
Bank. Yes.
yeah,
great.
and I think that's probably one of the best. I'm going to call it a rumor because I'm not going to say that it's a confirmed thing or
Yeah.
whatnot, but I'll just say that that's definitely a match I would like to see because I think he could definitely do a lot of interesting new moves for whether he's on SmackDown or overall, whatever happens with the draft, going for a title. And of course, I think he's, like Montez, like a lot of other guys, he's definitely title worthy
Yeah.
for sure.
And
Yeah,
Champion worthy.
definitely.
Omar versus Sean. That's I think
and
the next match.
and
Once in a
honestly,
Nice.
just
lifetime.
thinking of like who else could be like in that Money in the Bank match. If he does recover by then, which I hope so, I could see Johnny being in that ladder match. I could
Yeah.
see honest
Rollins, Miz.
Rollins. See, the thing is, when it comes to Rollins, I understand it, but like he's basically like always in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Well, if you have nothing
Yeah.
to
Um,
do with him, then put him in
yeah,
the ladder match. You know,
I get that.
I guess it's just like booking problems
I
with
could
him. Like
also see Carrion being in
I
the
don't see
ladder
that.
match.
I can see now that he's back. I can see
We'll see.
Shinsuke.
We'll see who's really in it
Um,
because carrying would be cool, but
Yeah, I don't see
if
him in
this whole
there.
Shinsuke thing doesn't work out well, he's out.
Yeah.
Then
Honestly, honestly, people are like saying like, oh, Carrion's like garbage. Since his return, I think it was fine. I think the problem with Carrion was the fact that they just like basically did all his feuds like out of order. Um, like Drew should not have been his first feud. If anything, his first feud could have been with someone like Ray or Nakamura. Um, Drew
Yeah.
should have been like at this point in time, like right now, basically. If you
And
guys
they didn't
know.
even
yeah,
do Roman because like they
Yeah,
teased Roman and Karrion hasn't done anything.
yeah. I would
Yeah.
expect. That's why I was thinking maybe Shinsuke versus Karrion ends up being #1 contenders match. Um,
hmm
Yeah, but that now with Karrion's booking, I don't see him as a legitimate challenger for Roman anymore. I don't see neither with Shinsuke.
I
Like
did.
you can give shit like I did see Karrion like when he returned, he looked fucking badass and
Yeah,
now like all
especially
the
with the whole fucking Scarlet situation with the bloodline.
the
I thought
Scarlet
that was a perfect idea.
and the hourglass and everything, like now it's
Yeah.
just like
Nope.
another victim to Roman. When he debuted, it looked like Karrion Kross was probably possible to dethrone Roman for at least one of the belts, and now it's like
Yeah.
nope.
yeah, I think they just like dropped it just cause like they wanted to keep Karrion heel and
Yeah,
um
because they would either have to turn Roman face or Cross
yeah,
face.
or they
So
honestly, I would love to eventually one day see Karrion as a face, but
I don't know how that would work,
I could see
especially
him
with
like
his character.
yeah,
But
but like I could see him
yeah,
like doing some kind of like I don't know, like vigilante like
vigilante justice, like what the Shield was, where it's like
yeah,
Oh,
or like with
Batman.
Dijak right now, in NXT, like
you're everything that's wrong with the company. I'm gonna kick your
well, like
ass.
Dijak is currently a heel, so like
Yeah,
basically
Dijak's just
Dijak but a
turning up.
face.
Dijak's turning up places, fucking picking fights with like Dragunov and shit. But let's get to the main event of the evening.
The main event.
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle versus the Judgment Day. Obviously, the baby faces get the win, which
That
is fine.
ending though, that ending though, uh, just chaos, pure
Utter
chaos.
chaos. The only highlight of this
Yeah,
match,
everybody in the whole locker room came
Yeah,
out
like
from that shit.
Bloodline,
faction
LWO,
faction warfare. A
Judgment Day.
Bloodline,
Yeah,
LWO,
Yeah.
Judgment
saved the
Day,
fight.
and Bloodline. And Sammy,
I saw a
Kevin,
post. I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was from either of you two, but I saw like someone was
No, I was off Twitter last
yeah.
night. I was watching, unfortunately.
So like I saw someone like on Twitter saying like I was waiting like they were saying I was waiting for William Regal to come out and say the thing.
oh yeah, I saw that war game.
I
A
was like
4-team war
that was
game. But I like the fact that they're putting all of these stables, like pretty much all of them having the same beef, even though it's one night only because the Judgment Day and the Bloodline had their thing.
Right.
Because it's like it's all coming together, and it's like I love that. Um,
That's so Vince McMahon.
and watch them do.
Vince
Watch
McMahon
them do a
statement.
big like 10-man, 15-man tag team match on SmackDown after this. Or
Oh
you know,
God.
something like that. You have Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle and the LWO all in one corner. You got Solo, the Usos, and the Judgment Day all in another corner, and they're gonna duke it out. That'd be crazy though, but they have done matches like that in the past. Where it's
Oh, they have that. I remember. Yep.
the thing is regarding I just remembered that another person that I think would also fit like just talking about Judgment Day LWO and stuff. For Money in the Bank ladder match, I could honestly see Santos in the ladder match.
Mm.
I would find it so hilarious if Dominic was in the ladder match.
No, they'll likely do Finn. They'll probably continue
They'll
that
probably
Ray
do
Dominic
Finn,
feud.
but just the idea of Dominic being in the ladder match and possibly winning, just sending the
Probably Rhea
whole
trying to help him win.
yeah, like the whole building will be booing him out.
Dom winning the match though. Imagine
That
if
would
he
be
won that.
nuclear. Like people would just be like so mad.
Nuclear heat.
Yeah, but no, it's probably gonna be Finn
Definitely.
Balor, or Priest
Yeah,
even
it's
if
definitely
they
gonna be
want to
Balor
push
or
Priest.
Priest. Priest has been getting that spotlight
Yeah,
on him in
Priest I
recent
think
weeks, ever
could
since that
probably
Bad
use it
Bunny
more
shit
than
going
Balor.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Balor could
Priest
like
deserves
challenge
it.
for like US title or something.
Yeah, and it's like, good God, let the
Yeah,
man
he used to
recover
be a
from his
champion for a
14
minute.
staples.
Yeah,
And recover.
Yeah, really.
yeah.
That's what I said to the group chat last night. I was like, why the hell is Finn out there?
Balor's
He
just
has
a mad
14
lad. He's just
fucking
like he's
staples.
built different.
He has merch about
Yeah,
14 staples.
he was working with yeah, he was working on Hell in a Cell with his second year calf tear and shit
Second
at the
grade
same
calf
time. I'm
tear,
like,
and then
And
he
he
second
had
grade, yeah.
busted
wrestled Ray
open, and he's still
after
wrestling.
Mania.
I'm like,
Yeah, like out of his mind, bro. I
Fucking
mean,
that
Christ.
takes
that's on a different
dedication,
level.
and
But
that's a warrior right there.
Now that's a crazy man.
that
That's not
man,
dedication.
That's
That's
a
a man
that's
warrior
that's
there.
passion.
willing to
That's a
die
mad
in the
warrior
ring.
right there. Just
That shows, like, if
That's
that's
a
the only
mad
thing you
lad.
know how to do, then that's all you got to do. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to have to conclude our Monday Night Raw review. I see a couple of ratings already in the chat, so I'm going to give it
Yeah, I would give it the same.
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 as well. I mean, nothing that really impressed me.
Yeah.
Some negatives, not a lot, besides really the women's tag. I always think women's tag team matches are just pointless. Pointless.
Damn.
But
So hurtful, man, in that women's division.
but really it's just all positives. I mean, Bianca and Dakota were good. The faction warfare is good. The Trish promo was good. Big meaty men slapping meat. Rollins and
I
Miz
bought my ticket.
and
Oh no.
the Cody segment was decent, but also confusing. That was another bit of a downer for me. And then Solo and Ray went at it, so it was a good show.
yeah. Personally, my downers was the women's tag, and
Damn. Damn.
What was it? At first
The
it
Trish
was
promo.
like
It's okay, you could say it.
I liked how we transitioned. I had a feeling that we would get Bronson Reed and Bobby fighting it out, but just
It
at
was just
first
Bronson.
I was not happy because it was Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley for like the 59th time. I don't even think Theory like came out to his new shirt. He has like a new shirt thing, and I don't think he even came out to it.
It's like a Rise Above Hate like parody. I think he did.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
remember.
like Purpose Before Opinions or something, and then ATL
Yeah,
on the
ATL on the front.
front.
Austin Theory live.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but it would seem good, and like Trish was like, it made sense, but like it wasn't really.
Yeah.
It didn't stand out. I thought like if Lita like came in and wanted to like beat up Trish, that would have been probably better, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're
The
just
fact that
saving
like
Lita until after
like Trish
Backlash.
just didn't do anything but talk was like, it was okay. Storyline makes sense, it's good, but I expected more.
True. Dylan, what are your
Probably
thoughts?
I'll give it like a 3.5.
No, I pretty much agree what everyone said. I definitely give it a 4 out of 5. I think the Austin and Bobby match was cool. Starting the show off, I thought was a really smart way of doing that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
Um,
think it deserves a 4.
ending the night was good with the factions and everything coming out. Trish was the only thing that put me to sleep. I'd rather watch another women's tag team match
Mm.
than watch Trish. I'm sorry. Yeah, listen, put the L's in the chat. I'm fine with it. I'd rather see, against Willie and against Wolf. I'm cool watching women's tag team division. I think it's cool.
Uh,
I think it's good.
okay.
Like I'm the only one that enjoys it. But I'd rather see that than Trish on my TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me.
All right. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna have to conclude the stream. NXT is in a half hour. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are new here, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, turn those post notifications on. Be sure to check out the Pro Wrestle News as well. Check out Last Week in Wrestling. Wolf, I assume you have a YouTube as well. Do you post? Do you not?
I do, but I have not been on it in like 2 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, then you'll keep seeing him on this channel. But yeah,
My
I want to thank
4 years.
you,
I'm
Wolf.
sorry.
Oh, 4 years, Jesus
Like
Christ.
card games before I was.
Card games. I'm not gonna judge, but I want to thank Wolf and Dylan for being with me. And yeah, until then, this has been your boy Willie Does Wrestling with Wolf Ferris and Dylan of the Last Week in Wrestling podcast. I'll see you in the next video. Be good, people.